Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. So today we shall be presenting on ADS656 Seminar Public Management. The topic that we have selected is productivity in Malaysia's public sector. So first, allow me to introduce myself. I am Muhammad Fazli, and also with me is my pair from my group, Mr. Shahril Niza bin Adnan. And this presentation is being prepared for our lecturer, Dr. Suhaimi bin Haji Abdul Samad. So now we shall go straight forward. So into the discussion that we are going to make. So this presentation will highlight on some background of the topic, issues and challenges, also recommendation for incentives by the government, and by the end we shall conclude. Okay. So now we go through the topic background. So on the what is public sector in Malaysia. So basically it involves the federal, state, and also local governments require strategic management in achieving long-term organizational goals. So when we talk about these strategic management, basically we can refer to the RMK or the Malaysian plan. So currently we are on the 12th Malaysian plan for the span between 2021 till 2025. And also implemented new public management in the public sector administration since 1980s. So basically, the public sector in Malaysia has been involved in NPM, which is it will try to apply the practices in the private sector in the public sector. For example, like the performance valuation. And also, public sector in Malaysia is crucial in ensuring the success of the economy while providing necessary services to the public. So the main focus is on the delivering service to the public, while at the same time also focusing on the economy. All right. So next, on the productivity of public sectors in Malaysia. So relating back to our topic, can be defined as a measure of how much output an economic agent, such as firm, industry, and region, which it produces out of a given amount of input. Okay, it includes labor, equipment, and other type of resources which are used to produce services. Government plays a role in ensuring sufficient allocation of budget or amount of expenses to be considered. This relates back to the the annual budget being announced by the government, in which from the resources that the government has, it will distribute through the sectors that are involved on an annual basis. Okay, so these are the how public sector works in Malaysia in general, right? So next, we shall move into the issues and challenges. So access to information. So basically, nowadays, Malaysians can access information usually by their smartphones, or they have access now to Facebook, Twitter, and also WhatsApp, and basically the internet itself. Meaning, one of the issues on access to information is unreliable and inaccurate in relation to process and procedures provided by certain government agencies have resulted in confusion and affected the public's confidence. Why? Because now information can be obtained by the point of their fingers. It can be obtained fast, and the accuracy of this information is something that has been found as a challenge for public sectors. Also, rising awareness among citizens, yes, as I mentioned, led to greater demand for access to information. Also, fragmented data arising from different sources nowadays complicate government's effort in acquiring proper data from a single source. Why? Because sources for information nowadays obtained from various sources, which also differs the public sectors in confirming the source of that certain kind of information. So next, overlapping of roles and functions caused by lack of support and not being comprehensive enough in addressing to the problem. Why? In the overlap of roles, because creation of new positions without consideration any trade-off or redeployment does involve additional financial complication to the public sector. One, also creation of new agencies and entities such as company limited by guarantee and state-owned enterprises also contributes to the financial burden of the government, because why? Hiring and creation of these entities cost the governments in the expenditures, and thus overlapping of roles and functions, meaning they have yet to identify why a certain role or position is being created. Does it really is it really important for that new role or position to be created? Meaning this is also an issue that the government needs to address. Next, on strategic talent management. Based on this strategic talent management, it can be identified that there is a lack of potential employees with the right expertise. Also, talent mismatch between skill demands and supply in job market caused weak productivity and growth, which led to shortage of creativity and innovation in processing work, which rely more on unprofessional workers, and also the inability to attract talent has led to low innovation. So basically, strategic talent management is hiring the right person for the right job. It's very important in public sectors. So the inability of the government to ensure that the right person is for the right job caused and also led to these kind of consequences. All right. Next, when it comes to procurement, so procurement basically involves the award of tenders, or we can say projects. So basically, on the second point, it can be seen that lack of transparency being identified. Why? Because awards are usually being contracts are also usually being awarded to contractors which are well known to them, meaning this will affect those new players in the procurement, in which they are also able to provide the same kind of service or product uh, at the better price, but due to them not being fond or familiar with those awarding the contracts, these are being affected in the transparency. Also, delays and escalation of costs also relates to the delays in projects also affect on the expenditure of the government, right? Next, on local authorities challenges. So basically on this part, it focuses more on the third point, over dependency on federal funds to continue to undermine the financial autonomy of local authorities. So local authorities in the public sectors are affected when they are relying or depending more on the federal funds, in which what can the in the public sector, what can the government assist or find a solution in ensuring that there are other sources of funds that can be utilized by the local authorities and the public sectors instead of relying only on one source, which is a federal fund, right? And also on digitalization. So basically on digitalization, we can look into the effort that has been made previously by our former Prime Minister, Muhyiddin Yassin, based on through the Jendela initiative. So the Jendela initiative is basically being introduced for the purpose of ensuring that in Malaysia, the minimum coverage for line on telecommunications, especially on the internet, is 4G with fiber connection. This was an effort introduced by our former Prime Minister, and still, even under the new form of government, currently it is still an effort ongoing. We have yet to achieve this kind of level. Also, the success of digital transformation determined by the ability to share data across all levels. Because why we need this kind of access? Because we need to share this data across all levels, federal, state, and also the local authorities. All right. And finally, in the KPI, key performance indicator. So key performance indicator basically being introduced to formulate, evaluate, and report in improving the service delivering system of public sectors. However, implementation of KPI, which involve the process of collecting data, to be laborious. Why? Because those that are carrying out these evaluation are those that are already there in the organization, meaning when they are there in the organization, already they are being educated or being responsible towards their own jobs and responsibilities. Thus, they are really focusing on the evaluation. The outcome cannot be guaranteed. It's reliability. Why? Because unable to bring major revolutionary change for public agencies. So far, it can't really be seen that revolutionary change, and also not implemented across all department public sector organization, due to the importance of implementation focuses on departments that deal direct or indirectly with public sectors. All right. So basically, those are the form of issues and challenges that has been identified based from the submission of our report. And thus now we shall look into some of the recommendation of initiatives that can be carried out by the government in order to assist the public sectors to ensure their productivity. So for this presentation, I shall give the floor to our next presenter, my PAM, Mr. Sharil Niza. So you may proceed with your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Fazli. Okay, for the recommendation of initiative, I have 3 points. For the first point, okay, we continue to the strengthening talent management for the public service. Okay, for the public sector, strengthening is organization with the proper talent management capabilities on and leadership that's enable to quality improvement in service daily. Okay, one of the strategies is appointment on a contractual basis to the secure top talent. The appointment of appropriate the position that will be on a contractual basis will be able to return talent in which it will based on the flexible pay, structure, type to outcome, the base of KPI. Okay, for the furthermore, the government also strengthen talent management for the public sector, improving existing work agreement by providing more flexibility in the public service, which it can be measured the flexible work arrangement scheme. Okay, for the another strategy of the strengthening talent management for the public service is empowerment of minister to play empowerment of minister in customizing talent management. Minister and agency should be empower to plan and determine talent development program based on the identified needs and priorities. Okay, Public Servant Department, PSD, could provide guideline in ensure to align the program with national priorities. Okay, for the second initiative is the changing project management. Okay, for this initiative could be enhancement of project management, emphasis on the efficient and effective project management and the implementation to ensure the completion of project within the stipulated time, quality and cost requirement. Okay, this will require that project implemented with the three principles such as high impact to the public, low cost to the government, and also the rapid execution. Planning, implementation, monitoring and evaluation are the steps that will impose improvement on project management and implementation. Thus there are several strategies will help to achieve the objective. Okay, one of the strategies is essentially project management is strengthening project planning, essentially stakeholder management and resource of allocation. Okay, for the second strategy is enhancing in implementation of efficiency that will increase to use of a pre-approved plan, PAP, for construction to government building. Okay, another strategy is identified through improving monitoring evaluation through focusing on outcome. Okay, for the next initiative is capitalizing on local authority for quality service. Okay, for the first strategy is the through empowering and improving accountability of local authorities, which will be able to strengthen enforcement in the local level through greater collaboration with the relevant agency such as police, immigration and district officer. Okay, for the second strategy is the through strengthening service delivery of local authorities in which it can be achieved through two methods. The first method is ensuring the alignment of national development project with local interests and focusing on collaboration between the local authorities. Okay, the second method is improving the accessibility and responsive a local authority service in the which sufficient effort need to be continued in changing the delivery of local authority service to improvement a work step and process. Okay, for the conclusion, that can be quick is it can be seen the productivity of public sector in Malaysia is deemed critical and determine the growth and success in the nation. The issue and challenges that has been heightened should be highlighted by the ruling government to ensure the delivery of of service and productivity of public sector. Okay, the productivity of the public sector can be measured as acknowledging and present of issue and challenges described yearly with the result in government having a clear view any possible from the improvement. Okay, that's all from me for the presentation about the productivity in Malaysia. Okay, thank you.